from Jacksonville, Florida. I grew up in the city of Jacksonville. My dad left when I was about, I think before I was 1. And I've seen him maybe a handful of times. I'm mainly raised by my mother, and she tried to raise me as good as she can, but it's just really hard for a woman to teach a man to be a man, and so I rebelled. So when I was about 8, my mother remarried and into a domestic violence situation. So from about 8 to 16, we battled that together. There were nights where I had to fight for her and defend her, and I hated it, and so that's when I picked up football. I excelled. I loved the fact that I had men in my life who were cheering me on, and that's what I lived for. When I was around 16, my mother decided to leave, and we just uprooted. Came back home from practice one day, and the house was packed up. He was in jail, and I felt like my world was just changing. I no longer was in my familiar surroundings, but I was seeking approval and from everyone. It was fun at the time, but it was very draining living for the expectations of others. And so I began to, seek for life and friends and parties, and clothes. It was empty. I began getting, praise and looked from, D1 schools, and then in a blink of an eye, I hurt my knee. And it was just me and my bum knee and, God, and it really made me question what I was doing everything for. And around that time is when I began to pick up the pen and formulate my thoughts through poems. But that nothing really came of that. I went out to college and I kind of forgot what had happened. College, and I'm playing ball and I'm starting, and I tear my other ACL. That led me to a deep depression and a deep, searching for meaning, because football was my meaning, but it was taken away from me. I picked up the pen again, and this time it was different, because at this time I had been exposed to Jesus and exposed to the truths of the Bible, and it began becoming real to me and began to express what was happening in my life. And I just started talking about how Jesus had saved my life, and how these circumstances I didn't really understand, but I trusted him. And somebody said, you should probably try to rap to that. I said, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. And so I rapped, and I was like, from there it was golden. Acts 4:20, for we cannot stop speaking about what we have seen and heard. Back in the day when hip-hop started, it was a lot of politically conscious rap, a lot of, just, I guess, activism within rap, because that's what was going on. I think nowadays you have rap mainly being, about the, degrading of women and drugs, because I think that's what America wants. So when I think about the redemption of hip-hop, I think you have to start at the souls of men and those who make that hip-hop. I think for me, the reason that I rap, I guess you can call it from a redeemed perspective, is because I've been redeemed. And redeemed means, your passions and your pursuits have been changed, and now no longer are you living for the girls or the cars or the fame, but you're living for something that won't fade away. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you and God, and what are you going to spend your life for? To change hip-hop, you have to change lives. You want to see this world redeemed, you want to see lives changed by the gospel, by the means of hip-hop. First thing I would say is just get acquainted with your Savior. Who is Jesus? What has he said? How has he impacted your life? Begin to talk, with Jesus through the medium of your pen or iPad or whatever, your phone. Go and share. hip hop, I mean, it's a great means to do that. From its roots, it's an art form of expression. God's glorified through hip hop. He loves when his children delight in him, and he loves when we get to brag about him. Give me space to breathe, bruh, knocked in the head. Amnesia, ever since the first time that I saw Jesus and not my sin. That's that stuff I don't like. It's straight dark, no sight, dark as midnight. So Lord, why would I love pleasure? When it comes to feeling good, no one can do it better. At your very essence, you were good. Eternally, maternity. Your birth is with your words. Your love keeps turning me.